The mini GP70s, the premier class of the FAB-Racing British Mini Bikes Championship, are lining up on the grid before the start of the green flag lap. Your championship leader, the number 52 of Evan Belford, holds a 66 point advantage in the championship coming in to this weekend's action and can take the 2019 FAB-Racing British Mini Bikes Championship in the mini GP70s this weekend. All he has to do is score 9 more points than your pole sitter Eddie O'Shea. So as they make their way round the green flag lap, this is how the grid is looking. The 114 of Eddie O'Shea leads the way, setting a pole position time of a 49.511. 3 tenths further back behind him is Bailey Stuart-Campbell, fourth in the championship, only 10 points off Eddie O'Shea in second position in the standings. Championship leader Evan Belford is next up in third, ahead of the number 25 of Kyle Payne. The number 57 of Johnny Garness heads off from the third row of the grid, ahead of the 48 of Ollie Walker. The former championship leader James Cook is next up in 7th position. Just behind him is the 43 of Ryan Hitchcock. Owen Mellor follows him on bike 130, the first of the Mellors in 8th position, and running out to the top 10 is Thomas Gomez. Just missing out a top 10 position on the starting grid was Alfie Davidson, and just behind him is Dylan Mellor. Harrison McKay is in 13th on bike 61, ahead of Harrison Crosby, having a tough qualifying session down in 14th. Carter Brown is next up in 15th, just behind him is Joe Farragher. And running out the runners and riders back on row number 9 is the number 42 of Jamie Woodcock. So the riders line up on the grid for the start of race number 1 here at Rowrah in Cumbria. Race number 1 on Saturday. The sun is shining, but the winds are very high indeed. Who will take the race win here today? It's tough to call, but Eddie O'Shea is primed for it. So as the riders look to the red lights, they come on, the revs are rising and away they go. Great start from the 114 of Eddie O'Shea. The green machine leads the way into turn number 1, slotting into second is Stuart Campbell. Your championship leader of Belford is in third position. The top 3 here have been the class of the field so far this weekend. Just behind him is the number 25 of Kyle Payne. Kyle Payne already been a race winner here today in the 50s. And plenty of action going on down towards Iredale's turn number 5 mid-pack. Harrison McKay dropping back a couple positions, but Harrison Crosby has jumped up to top 10. So as we make the way down towards St. John's, the right-hander tipping it back up and towards the left to go. That is Sunny Ben. It's still O'Shea on the 114 that leads the way from Stuart Campbell and Evan Belford. There's a bit of a gap opening up to the rest of the field. That is Kyle Payne on 25 just behind them. So these 3 are already pulling a bit of advantage as they make their way into the first chicane on lap number 2. Running over the curb goes Stuart Campbell up the inside into turn number 4, sets up O'Shea and he makes the move stick into lead. Here comes Belford up the inside and around the outside, 3 abreast as they make the way up towards Iredale's of turn number 5. Stuart Campbell runs a bit wide. O'Shea gets a switch back and he moves back into the lead of the race. Going defensive as O'Shea down towards Stuart. A lot of great action between the top 3 side by side at one point. And of course it is the 114 of O'Shea that retakes the lead of this race, but he's not done and dusted just yet. Stuart Campbell is already setting his intentions to Eddie O'Shea, showing a wheel up the inside, saying, I'm ready to come through. You're not lying down just this quickly at the moment. So it's Belford in third and still Kyle Payne in 4th spot, and these 3 are very tight knitted as they make their way into McRae's for lap number 3. Johnny Garness is rounding at the top 5 for the moment. So these 3 are the class of the field so far in round number 7 here at Rowrah in Cumbria, and with these 3 setting an advantage of over 1 second to your chasing pair of Payne and Garness. I think Garness has moved up to 4th position as they make their way in towards Sunny Bend. Tip the bike from left up to right into the final corner, the double right, making their way across start finish line now. We will find out who is in 4th. It is Johnny Garness ahead of Payne and Ollie Walker in 6th position. Just behind them is James Cook and Ryan Hitchcock. So James Cook has dropped back to 8th position from 7th on the grid, so he's going to need to make some movement up the field, setting 3rd in the championship, coming into round number 7 here at Rowrah circuit, and his weekend is going from bad to worse at the moment. Eddie O'Shea still leading the way, but runs a little bit wide over the curb as he come out of Stuart, still keeping the advantage from Stuart-Campbell. These two starting to gap your championship leader Belford for the moment, but Belford has always been very quick towards the end of the race. He's always keeping his tyre well and truly intact for an assault late on in the race. Stuart-Campbell jumping all over the back of Eddie O'Shea as they make their way in towards turn number 1, the uphill right-hander into the left and then the right again, powering down the straight into McRae's hairpin. Stuart-Campbell looking up the inside of O'Shea but not getting the run on him just yet. Late on the brakes into Iredale's. Who will it be? Eddie O'Shea doing a very Valentino Rossi-esque style of putting his foot down, looks over his shoulder, sees that Stuart-Campbell is there in a bit of a gap, a couple of bike lengths back to Evan Belford on bike number 52. 66 points cover the top two in the championship. O'Shea 66 points behind the number 52 of Belford. Will Stuart-Campbell make a move into Sunny Bend? Not doing it just yet, but 76 behind Evan Belford is Stuart-Campbell. So if Evan Belford scores 9 more points than Eddie O'Shea, he will become champion this weekend. He won't do it in race 1, he won't do it in race 2, but he can only do it in race 3, which will come up on Sunday afternoon. So this is our first of 3 mini GP70 races, and Johnny Garnett in 4th position is starting to close the gap. Stuart-Campbell taking a bit of a look up the inside on Eddie O'Shea, but backs out of it just now, just holding stock for the moment and settling nicely into this race. O'Shea runs a bit wide of Stuart, and Stuart-Campbell doesn't need a second invitation. He comes up the inside and leads this race. So Stuart-Campbell, after bike is moving all over the place, under braking into St. John's. A bit of a moment from Stuart-Campbell, bike moving on the front, but he still holds the lead of this race after O'Shea was coming under increasing pressure from the blue, orange and black machine. The number 99 of Stuart-Campbell being very fast so far this season, been very fast so far this weekend. Here comes Belford up the inside into McRae's, looking on the inside of Eddie O'Shea, just backing off before they get to the apex, but he's also showing his intentions on the green machine, the 114 just in front of him. Eddie O'Shea is not done and dusted just yet. He'll be raging with himself after making that mistake into Stuart. And looking at the number 99 of Bailey Stuart-Campbell, seems to be his seat unit is wobbling about quite a bit, so not sure if that has come under a bit of contact. I'm not sure it has done, but it's very loose indeed. And we've got the number 25, that's such a shame, of Kyle Payne. He's off the circuit, not sure if that was bike troubles or a crash, but Kyle Payne on the number 25, he was in 5th position before that happened. He's out of this race. That is unfortunate luck for someone who's been shown great pace all weekend, and already our race leaders are lapping the back markers. Stuart-Campbell runs a bit wide into turn number 4. Eddie O'Shea back up the inside. Late on the brakes comes Stuart-Campbell. He has to slot behind Eddie O'Shea on the 114 into 2nd spot. That came after running wide at McRae's at turn number 4 hairpin. Evan Belford tried to take advantage of that as well, but didn't. He looks over his shoulder, sees that no one else is close by. Johnny Garnett is 1.5 seconds further back from this lead trio, but Stuart-Campbell, he will be annoyed with himself for that one. I'm not surprised. Looking up the inside in the final turn, not seen anyone do that there all weekend, and it would be a very audacious move if he made it stick, but just backed off just in time. So nearly at the half race distance of this mini GP70 race number 1 here from Rowrah. And there's certain parts of this track where some of the riders, the top 3 in particular, are very strong coming out of the fast corners. It seems to be O'Shea that just pulls a bit of a gap, but round the back end of the circuit from Stuart's onwards, it's Stuart-Campbell that seems to hold the advantage, can close right up to the back of O'Shea and trying to line up a move mainly into the penultimate corner of Sunny Bend. He's going to try and go for a move here into St. John's, right-hander. The third to last corner is not making a stick. Will he barrel up the inside into Sunny Bend? No, he won't. Still just taking stock at the moment, and not far behind them is Belford, who's just waiting in the wings in case these two get tangled up together, and he will take advantage of any situation that arises between the top two. And Johnny Garnes just dropping back ever further at the moment, not being able to keep pace with the top 3 in this race and the top 4, well, 3 of the top 4 in the championship. In the last 3 rounds, Stuart-Campbell has really come to the forefront of this championship. With every passing round, he seemed to work his way up through the standings. Sometimes had a bad qualifying, but qualified second here for this weekend. And after taking his first race win at Wilton Mill last night, he's growing in stature, growing in confidence, and ready to take on the top men in this championship. He can still take second place in the championship. The championship win will be a tall order as he sits 76 points behind Evan Belford. Evan Belford, championship leader, can wrap it up this weekend after missing the first round of the series. So he already came into round number 2 75 points behind your race leader, and who was at the time the championship leader, Eddie O'Shea. Eddie O'Shea taking the hat-trick of wins at Landau, round number 1 back in Wales in March. So very, very tough field of competition, and Evan Belford has been showing his prowess so far in 2019. These 3 will be moving up to the British Talent Cup in 2020 alongside the British Superbike Championship, and we will be seeing a lot of them in that season. Eddie O'Shea already races in the series, so he will be getting to know Stuart-Campbell, Belford, Cook and the others very well in this 2019 Mini GP70 FAB-Racing Championship. With only a few laps remaining, Stuart-Campbell is looking every which way he can. He's closed that gap back up to Eddie O'Shea. Up the inside into McQuaid's. Will he make a stick? He's up the inside. He's tagged the back of O'Shea, nearly taking them both out of this race. Eddie O'Shea looks over his shoulder and goes, what just went on there? Not sure what happened. Evan Belford takes advantage of that. He's up to second spot. Stuart-Campbell stays on the bike. He's down to third position, and that was a shame for Stuart-Campbell. It came from a long way back. Eddie O'Shea didn't know that was coming, and he'll jump out of my skin. I thought they were both going to go down there, but it's the final lap of the race. Here comes Stuart-Campbell up the side, nearly hitting the back of Evan Belford, your championship leader. Will get a switchback. Eddie O'Shea has a few bike lengths into the final corner. Stuart-Campbell up the inside. Wow, what a move from Stuart-Campbell, but coming across the line, it's Eddie O'Shea. Eddie O'Shea takes the race win here in the Mini GP70 race number 1. Stuart-Campbell up the inside of Belford into the final corner and takes second position, and Belford, their championship leader, has to settle for third position. Just behind them was the number 57 of Johnny Garnes, showing great pace at the start of the race, but couldn't hold it as the top 3 pulled ever further ahead. And just behind them was Ollie Walker and James Cook, who only recovered to 7th behind Ryan Hitchcock. So great shame there for James Cook on bike number 44, but brilliant stuff on the last lap between your top 2, Eddie O'Shea and Bailey Stuart-Campbell. So as the riders make their way round the cool down lap, Eddie O'Shea is absolutely ecstatic with that race win. His heart rate will be going through the ceiling at the moment after he thought he might have been taken out, and he's revving the bike. He's absolutely amazed by that. I don't blame him at all, because that was a very close moment at turn number 4 into McRae's between himself and Stuart-Campbell. Stuart-Campbell nearly taking them both out, but both thankfully staying on and picking up important points in the championship. So the championship lead is now down to 57 points between Belford and O'Shea. So it's everything to play for the rest of the weekend. So going into race number 2 tomorrow, Sunday, Evan Belford has now got a battle on his hand. He's still over 2 race wins ahead of Eddie O'Shea, but Eddie O'Shea just keep chipping away at Evan Belford's championship lead. So damage limitation for your championship leader of Evan Belford.